Something on your mind again? Let's work through it together. Two heads are better than one.
Halo guys, kita kali ini stream versi itu ya. Sebenarnya aku nanti mau lanjutin stream apa namanya stream Outlast, cuman waktunya nggak tepat ya. Oke, enjoy. Oh iya, aku lupa. Kemana sih? Sama lagi Archon puas. Nice. Stream bersedia. Kok ada ini? Bentar. Alah, pantesan aja. Iya. Enggak. Oke, sekarang harusnya udah bener ya. Tes 1 2 3. Tes 1 2 3. Oke. Bro, tes. Harus sudah ya. Sebentar aku cek. Takut ada salah. Oke, semua. Ya, sudah benar. Ini juga apa? Bentar sih, bentar. Mau beli. Oke. Oh, dibuatin semua. Gini aja. Kalau nggak salah tuh terakhir ini apa namanya? Aja aku lupa. Oh. Salah tes 1 2. Oh, ada. Ada.
What they say is true. You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
Oh, chapter kasus dapat dibuka dengan cepat melalui navigasi quest dalam mode bisnis. Salah. Boleh lihat di sini ya?
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Anjir, Paimon. Jelek banget.
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection.
Hasan bang, ada aku batu, ada satu doang. Baru satu. Hello.
So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
Setelah ada panggilan. Garis gimana sih? Oh, iya. Kemarin tuh kalau nggak salah tuh ceritanya Lini itu kayak sulap gitu kan. Misalnya dari sini ke sini, dia bisa mindahin diri dia sama gadisnya itu. Nah, habis dari situ ternyata gadisnya ini hilang, Lininya pindah, tapi yang hilangnya itu diganti sama bukan pengawal sih, kayak itunya dia, asisten pribadi dia meninggal di sini gitu loh. Oke. Gue ingat lagi.
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time.
Oke, terus.
I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck.
Ada Yanto Juri hadir. Halo, selamat datang. Terima kasih sudah datang.
But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave.
Oke. Aku tidak menunaikan tugas dan tetap diam di sini meskipun sorak-sorai penonton di dalam hidup sekali. Kalau ada orang yang mendekat itu, aku pasti tahu. Oke.
We
Halo juga,
Melusines are
Yanto.
good at that sort of thing, you know.
Halo Yanto. Yanto Juri, Yanto Siregar. Oh, ada 2, Cok. Keren.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
Oh iya, cewek yang hilang nggak lewat sini.
Alright, thank you for your help. This will be useful info.
Yanto Juri ini kayaknya Yanto satu orang ini. Biarin deh. Ya Prijal Cipto. Halo ya Prijal Cipto. Kok namanya bisa mirip-mirip sih anjir. Aduh, kacau. Oke, Tristan udah. Mau lagi?
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
What's this? Dinosaurus. Halo Dino. Dinosaurus. Kayak dinosaurus. Dinosarua. Dino sama aja.
Huh?
Halo,
You mean
halo,
us?
halo, selamat datang. Rijal Jaya, aku kembali bang. Halo, selamat datang kembali Rijal. Halo Rijal.
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Who's this?
Well, you're right on the
Nah,
more about
okay.
that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
Itu tipe bang, yang mana? Namanya Dinosaurua. Kamu orang Sunda ya? Sarua kene.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it. Spina di Rosula does it.
Buset, ini efek-efek anime coy. Halo, selamat datang semua. Terima kasih sudah datang. Terima kasih yang udah like juga ya.
And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Cakep cuy.
Though
Makin
those who
cakep.
play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
Buset.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Oke.
Huh? Boss. Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
Nama-nama sendiri.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
Oke.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
Sepeda di Rosula itu organisasi apa cuy?
All merely trifling details.
Apa tuh?
Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
Ih, lagunya enak cuy. Tapi kita sedang menyelidiki.
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time.
Kejadiannya sudah sejak zaman ayah.
Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Betul, aku juga bilang kayak gitu.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But
Okay.
how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Harusnya kamu tuh nggak pakai intuisi doang dong. Harusnya pakai bukti gitu.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
Betul.
But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Betul.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Aku dia menarik kadang-kadang, tapi aku suka bukan berarti. Ini apa anjir? Menurutku aku akui dia memang menarik kadang-kadang, tapi suka bukan berarti aku harus tipe nih ini. Terasa tipe ini. Dia kan nggak salah sih.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Terima kasih yang udah subscribe. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me.
Aku tidak ada.
In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well,
Tidak selamanya boleh.
And why would that be?
Oke, sedang itu bukan bercanda sebagai ini betul.
Silver and Maloose? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent.
Anjir nyusruk. Cok. Kasihan, Cok. Anjir. Anjir. What the heck? What the heck dulu, thank you. Itu parah, Cok. Itu parah, Cok. Thank you udah ngasih. Thank you.
No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact.
Anjir.
And if that can be done, boss, then
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors.
Udah sempurna.
Now,
Yeay.
I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Anjir, direkrut tiba-tiba.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Ibu jelek banget, Cok.
Huh? Oh, well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
Oke. Kocak
That's more
itu.
like it.
Si Paimon pun setuju aja.
far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth.
Oke.
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
Betul. We go ahead.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
Tadi ini namanya Silver ya. Silver itu satu lagi gue.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
Oke. Ntar aku mau ganti controller dulu. Bentar. Mana sih? Nah, udah enak nih. Udah enak.
Speaking of that, I think magic shows would be very popular.
Apa ini? Informasi identitas korban. Kondisi keluar masuk. Oke. Banyak, coy. Apa lagi garde? Apa meneh gitu, cok.
Killer in Poisson.
Enggak sopan banget anjing.
I can see that. Maybe I should try to learn some magic. If I could
Wait.
make things disappear, cleaning my room would be a cinch.
Woi. Aether, songong banget tuh Aether.
You need not worry about such things, Demoiselle. That falls under my duty.
Cok, iku loh, bukunya diinjek-injek anjir.
Oh, right.
Anjir, untung di game coba bukan dunia nyata ini. Ada 4 orang yang mau nonton. Halo, selamat datang. Selamat datang, selamat datang. Mana lagi ya? Oh, ini berarti pertama kali ketemu Navi di sini. Oke. Kita masuk kah? Wih, campnya. Cepet banget, Cok. Pokoknya ketutupnya cepet banget lagi anjir. Mana tuh? Tuh. Itunya hancur tuh. Apa namanya? Mayatnya ada di sana tuh. Ada garis TKP-nya tuh. Mana aja. Alright, banyak sih. Buset. Nah, aku mau ke belakang dulu.
Ara-ara kimochi. Ara-ara kimochi.
Sing bantul.
Ara-ara kimochi.
The fuck? Arah-arah kimochi di jalanan. Ah. Anjir, cok. Arah. Aku kemana lagi? Oke, nanya ke Molly dulu. Molly. Tapi kesini apa? Di sini nggak ada juga. Terus kesini? Oh, ini tuh jalan tadi. Gue nggak perlu ke atas. Oke. Molly Garden. Oke, Molly.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do.
Apa masih lihat yang ngomong tuh?
I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
That's alright. Ke atas nggak? Aku nggak tahu. Oh ya, investigasi ini nih. Kotaknya. Kotak suara. Kok nggak bisa? Cok. Nah. Katanya cuma kotak biasa, tapi ini bisa berbeda terus ke dalamnya. Gimana? I don't know. Kok malah tanya aku sih? Oke, tadi kalau misalnya mau ngeliat bukunya gimana? Oke, kasih dong.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
Kalau misalnya ada petunjuk baru, kita boleh saling bertukar informasi. Aku tidak percaya, aku trust isu. Sabar. Ada yang baru sih?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Oke, tapi kita saat ini belum ada titik terang.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Waktu itu mundur. Oh iya.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
Tapi kan suara kan nggak bisa ditunjukin lagi gitu loh, Bang.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lenny's accomplice, Lynette perhaps, jumping atop the water tank or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
Anjir, jahat amat.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that? Terima kasih.
Aku juga kaget, Cok. Itu apa sih? Buzz Lightyear. Buset. Ada yang kayak gitu, Cok. Terima kasih. Ada yang kayak gitu anjir.
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Kesimbangan aku orang dia jatuh. Sumpah tadi aku kaget, Cok. Suara tiba-tiba gede itu.
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Ya. Suaranya ketika percikan sulap di tengah percikan terdengar suara dentuman keras yang terdengar jelas oleh banyak penonton. Oh, jadi evidence. Cek mana lagi? Oh, udah. Oke. Di sini juga udah. Ada lagi kah? Bentar. Kemana lagi, coy? Oke. Di sini lagi ada gak? Halo. Halo cewek cantik. Wih. Canda, cuy. Oh, ada lagi. Oh, sini kemana? Oh, ini nggak dibuka ya? Oke. Bersama. Di sini ada, di situ ada. Makin banyak loh jadinya. Oke, kita tanya dulu. Quentin. Namanya aneh-aneh anjir.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
Ini sih mah aku ganggu. Kami berdua lagi bantu Lini dan Lynette menyelidiki kasus ini. Jadi kalian bilang mesin pembelian nomornya berapa?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall
Tengo
order.
ini ya semua. Tengo ini sekarang. Nama
Coba tuh anak kecilnya trauma ya kok. Tuh anak kecilnya trauma anjir. Dikejar-kejar kayak gitu ya gimana nggak takut cok.
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared.
Ini pakai mesin itu untuk berbicara acak betul. Tuh, gadis yang pernah itu sekarang hilang.
Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
Hey, kok langsung dibawa pulang?
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance.
Betul.
In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Cuy, bentar ya cuy. Buat sini. Terima kasih ya. Maaf sudah ganggu. Oke.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Oke, pemilihan nomor acak. Perangkat ini digunakan dalam pertunjukan sulap ini untuk memilih penonton yang beruntung. Namun Garda menemukan bahwa benda ini terus mengeluarkan angka yang sama persis. Jelas bahwa seseorang sudah memanipulasinya. Berarti yang jadi masalah itu yang memanipulasi itu Lini. Apa orang yang di belakangnya itu yang Bang Habib tampilkan itu? Kan ada pasti kayak gitu kan. Oke, kita ngeliatin itu. Kalau diinjak nggak apa-apa kan? Periksa kotak sulap rusak. Kotak ajaib yang rusak itu ditinggalkan di tempat jadinya setelah para garda selesai. Kalau dilihat, sepertinya tangki air menghantam kotak ini keras sekali. Kotak ajaib tertiba di sini. Kalau kawal tidak ada di dalam kotaknya, untuk kejadian mungkin dia bisa menghindari tangki airnya. Oh, keren detailnya cuy. Kita nggak bisa kesini. Nice. Oh ya nggak usah masuk dalam. Keren.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall.
Hadir. Halo Raffi, selamat datang. Selamat datang. Semoga terhibur, anjay. Jadi ini yang terbakar yang mengakibatkan tinggi jatuh. Halo.
The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
Antara ini tidak tahu ini risiko atau...
Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler?
Oke, kenapa?
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material.
Kali ini beda.
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
Jenis kapas put nyalain api. Kayak maksud? Mana nih? Badannya terbakar.
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then... Wait! Why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes!
Oke. Thank you teman-teman. Tali khusus, tali yang digunakan untuk menjulurkan tangki air tiba-tiba putus saat kembang api dinyalakan di atas panggung. Penyelidikan menemukan bahwa bagian tali yang terputus tersebut dibuat dari material yang mudah terbakar. Alright. Halo semua yang udah datang, terima kasih yang udah like dan subscribe. Thank you. Gimana? Nggak nanya itu orang. Udah aja.
Go ahead, have a look around. In the end, we're both after the truth.
Anjir. Oh, berarti aku udah nanya tadi ya? Oh, sistem sini, Maurice.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Bangku ini sebenarnya bangku di sini semua sistem pesan. Kami berhasil mengetahui identitas dari panggilan dari daftar pesan. Oke. Boleh kasih tahu?
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person.
Okay.
Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects.
Anggota rombongan sulap mengaku tidak kenal siapa dia dan kami sedang menyelidiki rahasia. Sejauh ini kami belum menemukan riwayat konflik atau pertentangan kepentingan antara dirinya dan para tersangka.
Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Seperti itu sama sekali tidak ada hubungannya. Tidak ada hubungan dan kejadian ini pun mengikuti pola kasus orang yang hilang.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay, tidak ada hubungan, tapi gadis usia hampir sama.
Okay then.
Thanks for information.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us.
Okay.
It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Yanto baru saja membuang 40.000 buat jajan.
Wih, buset, banyak banget coy. Nggak usah banyak-banyak. Serius itu? Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you Yanto, thank you. Malah emang nggak usah banyak-banyak. Nggak usah ngasih juga, nggak apa-apa. Aku live streaming itu buat senang-senang aja cuy. Itu thank you loh. Terima kasih. Masih banyak ya. Gila, aku nggak nyangka sih ada yang mati coy. Yanto, thank you Yanto. Wah, macam cuy. Thank you banget. Nanti nama kamu aku pampang di ini Yanto, di judul. Thank you. Oke, kita lanjut ya.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Gila ya tuh, thank you banget tuh. Anjir, seriusan. Masih nggak percaya gue cok, tadi aku ngecek beneran ada coy. Wah, thank you banget. Oke, kita lanjut. Wah, Yanto, thank you Yanto.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Baiklah, aku akan ikut dengan kalian. Tolong dipahami bahwa aku bertugas mengawasi dan mencatat semua gerak-gerik kalian. Awas lo.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
Ya, terima kasih kerjasamanya. Kalau bisa, aku ingin ambil mawar merah dalam topi ini untuk diberikan.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
Jolini ini playboy cuy.
You've arrived. Who's this?
What's this? Ah, Davia ikut.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Okay.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick.
Okay.
But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
Anything strange here? Oke, kita lihat. Buka dong. Buka dong.
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Okay.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Hilang kemana?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
Bagian belakang pintunya beda. Iya kah? Aku nggak lihat, anjir.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Itu, sulap itu harus fokus.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row.
Oh, iya ya, sama.
The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board.
Okay.
So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There is a box in the box. Wow.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Masa cara kerjanya sama kayak lift, anjir? Jadi kayak ditukar gitu? Coba kita lihat, Wah,
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box.
Kan, bener kan? Dan jalannya menghubungkan kedua kotaknya.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel.
Oke, itu jalan rahasia.
See this flatbed trolley?
Oke. Ininya ukurannya sama kayak yang box
The
itu
box
loh.
with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
Okay.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
Bisa canggih banget sih.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
But
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps.
Energi apa?
The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Terus, lunya gimana?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
Phonograph?
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
Alright.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting.
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
Iya sih, nggak salah sih saudara kembar sih, tapi kan kamu cewek, Cok.
Aku tuh dulu pernah pinter, cuman emang nggak diasah aja. Ketemu sama 4 orang kayak 3 orang kayak kalian, bodoh aku.
Aku tuh pinter, tapi tuh ketemu orang bodoh kayak kalian, aku ikutan bodoh. Anjir. Ya betul, karena lingkungan itu mempengaruhi cara pemikiran kita, betul. Itu di TV ya, anjir. BTW, thank you.
And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
Oke, disitulah. Relate, Cok. Bener, Cok. Kadang kalau misalnya temanku itu random, aku jadi ikut random gitu loh.
So that's how it all worked. Wow, every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last.
Bukan sulap-sulap asal-asalan, iya. Tapi yang aku bingung tuh si Lynette yang ceweknya itu, ada ceweknya, kok bisa jadi Lini gitu loh, cuma sekejap mata gitu loh.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending.
Oke, tapi kenapa bisa langsung ganti jadi asistennya si Lynette, cuy? Si Lini.
And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
Nah, itu yang gue pertanyain, coy.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime.
Cek dulu, di situ tuh ada ini gak sih jalan rahasia
Could
gitu?
we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
Pinter, Navia pinter, seriusan gue baru ngomong.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
We're counting on you. Thank you. Ini menjelaskan secara detail tentang trik slot tersebut dengan menggunakan kotak dalam kotak si penonton dipindah ke sisi seberang melalui terowongan bawah gitu kan. Sementara melalui terowongan yang sama, Lini pun mengarah ke sisi berlawanannya. Sementara itu setelah mengganti pakaiannya, Lynette dan asistennya akan mengambil alih interaksi yang terjadi atas panggung. Seperti sulap di atas panggung. Kotak sulap di panggung memiliki lapisan tambahan di bagian belakangnya sebagai tempat persembunyian Lynette yang berpakaian Lini. Harusnya pakai kayak mantra gak sih? Jadi lebih keren gitu, Cok. Ngomongnya kalau Lini akan pindah secara langsung. Oke. Seperti sulap penonton. Kotak sulap di tengah teriak penonton memiliki 2 lapisan. Di bawahnya terdapat pintu masuk ke terowongan di bawah tanah. Begitulah cara penonton yang beruntung dipindahkan tanpa disadari oleh penonton lainnya. Oh, walaupun penontonnya itu jadi ini, oke. Banyak cuy. Oke, ini tangga ke atas kan? Jadi apa? Oh, kembali ke permukaan. No. Bisa tangga. Perlu tangga untuk membawa kotaknya ke atas. Tapi masa kotak ke atas anjir? Oke. Bisa kontrol. Ini adalah alat pengendali trolinya. Sepertinya bisa dibuat secara otomatis. Wih, banyak. Oke, evidence. Buktinya udah ada, banyak. Kita cari-cari lagi. Udah. Kemana lagi? Oh, di sini nggak ada sih. Di sini nggak ada. Nyangkut. Ini kah? Apa yang kita? Oh. Apa itu, Cuk? Bentar. 1-0. Oh.
Huh. What's this?
Itu kayak ini jangkar.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
So, kamu ngirim apa, Cok? Kok langsung habis gitu, Cok? Kamu ngirim apa itu, Cok? Bentar. Aku lihat sini. Oh, anjir. BTW, thank you. Anjir lah. Thank you, udah ngirim.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Oh ya guys, kalau ngirim apa itu nggak usah gede-gede. Aku mah nggak apa-apa. Aku stream gitu cuma buat ini loh, ngerjain quest kayak gabut-gabut aja gitu loh. Yang penting terhibur gitu. Nggak usah banyak-banyak. Tapi thank you tadi yang udah ngirim si Rizal ya. Thank you banget. Makasih. Nah, aku ngingetin aja. Aku nggak butuh sih sebenarnya. Cuman buat apa gede-gede gitu loh. Ya, nggak apa-apa sih. Udah lah, kita lanjut aja ya. Thank you.
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Jadi guys, aku agak kurang bisa merespon lingkungan gitu. Aku agak kurang, jujur aja. Jadi aku cuma bisa bilang terima kasih, dan aku sebenarnya nggak mau ngerepotin kalian. Tadi pernah itu jatuh. Seutas tali yang jatuh ke tanah, sebuah kait logam yang telah terikat ke salah satu ujung tali ini, entah untuk apa gunanya. Ini udah kan? Oke, udah. Oh, kesana lagi, lupa gua. Bentar. Ada lagi, nice. Bener banget. Bentar, sini dulu. Tapi kok ini yang pecah anjir? Ayo lo, ini apa yang pecah?
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Lainnya lagi? I don't know.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
Oh, suara ini kali ya? Suara yang drak gitu loh. Bukan sih, drak gitu loh. Jadi kayaknya suaranya nabrak troli gitu loh. Fase ditabrak troli gitu maksudnya.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Karena bergerak dari atas rel, di atas rel dari awal sampai akhir tidak bisa. Ya kan siapa tahu.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Nanti baru dipikirin. Oke. Pas bunganya pecah. Sumpah Paimon pintar di sini. Iya. Bisa pakai. Ada pakaian.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
Tuh. Berarti kalau diculik kita kagak pakai baju dong.
Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Ini juga tidak bilang ada bagian ganti baju. Ayo.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Itu patah Paimon kenapa, Cok?
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Makanya pusing. Pakai triggeris, pakai melik asli, main yang temukan trauma. Oke, lanjut aja. Saya ke depan ya. Pertunjukan sulap ini harus sangat presisi. Relnya digunakan agar terlihat tetap ada di jalur seharusnya. Oke. Jadi di sini. Periksa kotak penyimpanan. Buset, ini ada baju cuy, keren. Kita periksa kotak ya. Segala jenis peralatan dan kostum dijejalkan secara berantakan di dalam. Nah, berantakan gitu maksudnya cuma ditaruh doang. Oke. Ini yang maksud gua tuh ada jalur rahasia gitu loh. Bentar, kita periksa dulu. Kalau ini adalah alat yang penting untuk membedakan kotak ajaib dari ke sisi satunya. Sang pelaku pasti menggunakan trol. Oke. Nah, kan kata gua.
What is this place?
Kelihatannya seperti sangat jelas.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
Kayaknya muat ya, itu gede banget anjir.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Sang lewat kotak ajaib tidak dalam kotak.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Oke. Ventilasi terowongan. Kalaupun dipaksakan ventilasi terowongannya paling memungkinkan lewat satu orang saja, sehingga agak besar kalau melewat bersama juga dengan keinginan tersebut. Agak bener, iya bener.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up.
Kembali.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Sepertinya ada beberapa yang tidak beres.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the opera house's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
Siapa tahu penjaganya itu udah kerja sama, coy.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Oke, ruang tertutup.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
Selesai protes, terus sidang digelar, dan kalau tuntutan menang,
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
Oratrice?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Interesting.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Novelet called the shots.
Siapa tahu mesinnya juga bisa dihituin, cowok.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
Buset, orang kaya cuy.
I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Ayo, bentar aja. Aku mau balas pesan dulu. Wah, Archon. Siapa nih? Bikin sendiri. Oke, kita lanjut guys. Sorry.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Ya, aku mau lihat bukunya coy. Mau diajakin makan.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Oke. Begitu baru terowongan pas aduh, dua lagi apa ini? Terowongan dua lagi.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
Okay.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Udah organisasi sepeda Rasul. Agak bisa.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling.
Buset.
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process.
Tapi seenggaknya itu gede loh anjir. Kursinya, mejanya, kompornya juga gede banget kayak gitu. Cara bawanya gimana anjay?
But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack.
Macaron.
Anyway, Give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Okay.
Only 3?
Paimon, bersyukur.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Kamu istirahat dulu.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret.
Iya, bentar aku lihat dulu. Nah, iya, pensil strong.
Chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
Ada 2 orang lain yang masuk ke sana si korban.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel.
Bisa jadi.
Resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
Tidak ada bukti orang ketiga di bawah sana. Iya sih.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Kalo.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Kalo before making her escape?
Tapi dia tidak mengetahui rahasia tersulapnya.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
Sudah di
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again, if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this
really is your hobby, huh?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area.
Okay,
I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again.
Haniwa, tadi dulu ya Haniwa ya, bentar.
It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
is nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go.
Oh iya, Melus tuh yang ubanan. Oke.
I'll be back if I find anything new.
Kemungkinan terdapat poin ketiga, tidak ada motif jelas seperti itu. Selalu kemungkinan ada. Oke.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Okay.
Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Harusnya bawa Nahida ke sini, coy. Dibaca semua pikirannya itu loh, ketahuan semua. Oh, bawa ke sini. Tunggu sampai sidang hari berikutnya. Jam 8 ya? Nice. Bayangkan kebohongan di bawah cahaya terang seperti sidang. Oh, go. Oke. Oh, itu mesinnya. Anjir, gede banget.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
Aku ada sedikit dugaan. Apa tuh?
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands.
Okay.
Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Kayaknya aku benci banget sama Farina aja. Ini nggak ada nih. Ventilasi ruangan. Kok ada sih?
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Ada orang menonton. Halo, yang lagi nonton.
Best of luck to you.
Aku sapa kalian lagi ya. Takut ntar dibilang aku asik sendiri itu.
Finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
How did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
Kenapa?
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Buset, itu mesin di belakang gede banget sih.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Tunggu saja tanggal mainnya, buset.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Hello.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
Mereka berdua Fatui? House of the Hearth. Oh, aku baru tahu anjir. Aku baru tahu, Cok. Oh, udah berat marah, cuy.
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
Anjir.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Naskah buatan Anda memiliki cacat. Alita udah gak mau.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
Anjir, dia kayak ada ini loh, apa namanya, alter ego dia.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Anjir, bisa gitu.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points.
Bang, telat gak? Enggak telat. Thank you udah datang, Zikra. Makasih. Dari semua harap tenang kalau saya lagi terdekat.
First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Oke. Child ada di Fontaine, begitu juga anggota House of the Heart lainnya. Ada semacam konspirasi di sini. Aku sudah pernah menjadi korporasi sebelumnya dan sekarang.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry.
Minta maaf?
Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Waduh, timbangannya.
I knew it! Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Izin untuk berbicara yang mulia, anjay.
Granted.
Bella tidak dapat lanjutkan persidangan.
In that case, what is your request?
Mohon penangguhan sementara, ada hal yang harus dibicarakan.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Gak gitu dong, tak dulu dong.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
Now.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Saat sidang ditangguhkan, kamu bertemu dengan Billy di tempat pemimpin opera. Oke. Oh, ini kah? Oke.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah. Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but... Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Aku percaya pada kebenaran. I trust. Apa sih kebenaran itu bahasa Inggrisnya? Tahu deh. Kalau kamu bukan pelakunya, aku tetap akan bela kalian setegakkan dan akan berusaha setingkup.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two.
Betul.
If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Kita sudah punya bukti kok apa?
Huh?
Waktu penangguhannya sudah hampir berakhir. Ayo balik.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Ternyata nih setelah langsung mencoba terus membuat ini dia bisa apa ya suara alias suara terhadap suara di ruangan itu oratrice. Ini mengatakan kalau dirinya mendengar sesuatu yang misterius dari dalam ruangan bersih oratrice dalam sebuah tanah kira-kira. Ini ribet coy. Mana? Lanjutkan persidangan, bisa ada logonya.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial.
Keren juga cuy itu.
When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Saya bagian yang tidak pas berdasarkan penjelasan kejadian yang tidak kenal pihak lain. Oke. Manfaatkan bukti dan bukti diperoleh dari investigasi kejadian untuk membantu kita tidak pas dengan kejadian. Manfaatkan bertahanmu untuk karena dia berlaku sensitifnya sudah pernah bisa membuat lebih bodoh. Oh, kalau lebih berat harusnya bukan bersalah tapi kita menang gitu ya. Setelah menemukan dan membantu semua penegak tidak kalau kamu bisa sekali ke sanggahan.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Kalo arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed. So Linney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowl's death would be ruled an accident.
Dengan Ron Puffet, iya cuy, iya bener. Kok kataku kok kayak nggak asing gitu loh. Ternyata ada Ron Pak, iya cok, bener cok. Dari bagian yang tidak valid. Ini nggak bisa dipilih.
And there you have it. That's the truth.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linney experienced, and what he saw.
Gila, Cok. Kok bisa dipilih sih? Iya. Kan masuk. Nggak nyerang. What?
According to Linney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. he couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Okay. Bentar. Lini menguasai hingga pingsan menggunakan vas bunga ujung bodohku. Kamu apa sebenarnya? Kontradiksinya.